Morning traders, it is Monday, February 10th. We are about an hour and a half into trading right now. I just bought some puts. Want to show you why. Let's go to the S&P 500 screen. We got a little bit of resistance right here. Market trying to fill in this gap from last Friday. It's been able to do that. Now all of a sudden we're starting to see nice green candle, red candle, green candle, red candle. This red candle engulfed these prior three candles, so we're starting to see weakness, and we have a 10P bearish cross. You can see how the 10P indicator peaked and now it's crossing. I am long the SPY February 14th. They expire this Friday. I am long the 334 puts and I bought them for $2.15. And let's see if they are still up here. We've got the 334s. They're 220 by 221 right now. So we'll keep an eye on that. Here's what I think the market's going to do today. I think we're going to chop back and forth. I don't think there's going to be a lot of range or pace to the market. The farther we get from the opening price, which that was the opening price at 331.35, the better the reversal trade. And I'm going to go to a daily chart right now to put all this into context. There is a daily chart of the S&P 500, and here you can see how last week we tried to sell off 2 weeks ago. Last week we rebounded, gap higher, gap higher, gap higher. Really strong rebound into the end of the week. Coronavirus concerns in here. That coronavirus concerns started to dissipate a little bit. We do have the death toll rising. We've got the number of cases rising, but the market seems willing to look past this and to see this as a temporary effect. I believe that the market is discounting the economic impact of coronavirus with stocks trading at a forward PE of 18. They are priced for perfection, and I believe that this could be a little bit of a speed bump for us. So I am looking for a little bit of soft action. My overall market bias in here is very neutral. I feel that stocks need to grow into this valuation of forward PE of 18. I think we move sideways. 335 should be the high on the SPY, 320 should be the low, and we chop back and forth for the next 2 months, trying to digest this run up right in here. Let coronavirus run its course, find out what the damage might be, and we're looking at considerable pullback in China. Oil demand since coronavirus broke out has been down 20%. Approximately 70% of the GDP generated by the country, those geographic areas have essentially been shut down. Now, today, we are starting to see some resumption in manufacturing. So that is good news. So we've got the market really kind of chopping around, looking for some direction. I don't think we're going to go very far, very fast. Mondays have tended to be very quiet trading, not a lot going on, very range bound, and that's what I'm expecting today. So once we got that initial run higher, I felt that we were going to hit resistance and then start to drift lower, establish the low end of the range, and then we would chop back and forth. But not likely that we're going to get down to the low of the day, given that the market opened on a weak note. Now, we have seen another pattern that I want to bring to your attention, and that has been a Friday decline and a Monday rally. This is the third week in a row that we've seen that, and you can see the selling Friday. The market gapped down. Okay, there's the first sign of weakness, but it spent most of the day trying to rally up. It actually did fill in that gap, or came very close to filling in that gap. But then later in the day, big market decline. So nobody was wanting to hold stocks over the weekend. They wanted to see how coronavirus might play out over the weekend. And so on Monday mornings, everybody comes in, they've got the news. All right, let's rally it up. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. So we get that little bit of a relief rally. That's what we're seeing today. Choppy action. I do have some stocks that I saw this morning that I like, and I'm going to highlight those. One that's very interesting to me is Roku. That's had a really solid day so far today. And you can see how it's getting close to that 332 level. And that is significant for a couple of reasons. Big volume today, by the way. Look at this downward sloping trend line right here. It intersects at 332, which is the 100-day moving average. You can see that's at actually 133.40. If the stock can get above 133.40, then I think that that makes an excellent bullish put spread to sell right below that 132 strike price. So watch that. This is a pattern that I like, but we're not there yet. We don't know. This could simply be a downward sloping channel. Stock tries the upper end, reverses and fails, and comes down and tests the 200-day moving average first. So as good as this might look today, it is still in a downward sloping channel, and we have to wait for that breakout. Ideally, it breaks out, and then the next day we actually have a green candle. And in the background here, you can see that this is the S&P 500. We can keep an eye on it, see what it's doing during the course of the day, and hopefully it'll be moving lower because I am long puts on that. So that's what's happening today. Let's go and take a look at a few bullish stocks in here. I do want to mention Twitter. I think that's a really nice short. You can see the big gap up here on earnings, blows through the 200-day moving average. Friday, the stock was weak. This morning, the stock was weak. And you can see I am actually short Twitter from earlier in the chat room, right around this level here. You can see the relative weakness. Gap down today. And I'm going to put the SPY overlay up. That'll make it crystal clear. You can see how the S&P 500 was rally, rally, rally mode. What's the stock doing? Lower, lower, lower. This is the pattern that we look for. We look for relative strength and relative weakness, and that is our edge, and we use it in the chat room every single day. Option Stalker helps us find it. It's a huge edge. So I know everybody wants to trade the S&P 500 on days like today where the market's not doing a whole lot. You really need to focus in on the stocks. You should be doing that anyway, but you really need to focus in on stocks. They have the momentum and they'll continue in that direction. So that's what we're going to be looking for this morning. Heavy volume, relative strength. Let's see what we can find. I'm going to go into another search here, looking at heavy buying search and see what we've got coming up on that. So we've got Amazon. Really, really nice move today. You can see how it easily eclipsed the prior day's high, had strong volume. This was on our radar early on in the day. Starting to hold those gains, long tails under body, probably going to make a charge at that high of the day right there. So you've got the high today of 21.27. I believe we're going to try and get through that. Let's put that, actually, let's take this off and let's put the 10 SI indicator up, and orange line above zero shows relative strength. So you can see the early relative strength, and now the stock is showing relative strength again. I like Amazon. I think it's going to continue to power higher. You can see it's making a new high already. It's tough to buy stocks when they look like this, but as long as we've got everything else in place, should do well. Lyft also looked very good this morning. So we had Lyft getting through that horizontal resistance level right here. It's through the 200-day moving average. I hover over the E. It announces earnings tomorrow. You can see 2/11/2020 earnings tomorrow above that 200-day moving average. This stock has looked particularly strong today as well. Look at that grind, grind, grind higher. Right now we've got the S&P pulling back. What's the stock doing? Challenging that high. Stock looks good. It wants to go. ABBV. I liked it earlier today. I liked it last week. I told you that was one of the strong stocks to buy. Had a really good day on Friday. Even during the market pullback, what did the stock do? Flatline. Very, very good showing. So stock was up today. I saw these first two candles here. I bought. I sold it right up here near the high. Took my profits. I'm relatively passive today. I feel that the market's going to chop around. It's going to be sideways. Every trade that you do has to start with the market, and you have to put today's price action into context. So what's it done over the last week? What did it do from Friday to Monday? I've already explained that pattern. Mondays in general have been quiet, so we can expect that there's going to be an early range established, and then the market will probably stay within it. If we go to an SPY daily chart and we take a look at the candles the last few days, you can see tiny body, tiny body, tiny body. What does that mean? That means the market's had a tendency to close very close to where it opened. So there's not a lot of movement intraday. And the further we get from that opening price, right there, the better the reversal trade will be. So we've got tails above body, and we've got the SPY. We'll probably try and challenge this high. What I would like to see is like to see a lower high double top. Then I'll feel really good about that. I'll feel good about the fact that this resistance level here from last Friday has held, and we've actually just about filled in that gap right here. So that was the close on Thursday, and let's see what that price was. That low price was 389. So we are, yes, within 15 cents of it. For all intents and purposes, I feel that gap has been filled. So let's take a look and see if we can find any other stocks that we like. Juniper is really strong this morning. It's not typically a big mover, so I did not trade that one. I'm going to go into Pop Bull, see what that's got. ADVM, I like this chart. I did buy it earlier today. I took a small loss on it. I like this horizontal breakout. I like the big volume today. So this is just a small biotech stock. It's at $13. It is one that I'm going to be watching. BA had some really nice price action today. I like the fact that it's through this horizontal resistance level. You can see how it's been able to shoot off of this low. I don't know if it's impacting the stock today, but President Trump's going to be releasing his budget for this year, and I believe defense spending is expected to grow, so that will be good for defense companies. Boeing does some defense contract work. That might be part of the reason that it's higher. So we'll take a look also at Costco. I like that. That's a nice, steady, consistent grinder. We've got a breakout here through horizontal resistance, and earnings are a month away. So you've got plenty of time to sell some out of the money bullish put spreads. Now, it is a little bit of a choppy stock. I would prefer for the stock to pull down to this 309 level and then to be looking to sell a 303 bullish put spread. We have been selling bullish put spreads below this 100-day moving average recently. You know that from the video. So those are some stocks that I'd be watching. And just to recap very quickly, I like Lyft. I think Roku presents an interesting opportunity, not today, but if it's able to get above that 100-day moving average and close above it, then it may be ready to bounce and resume that upward trend. ABBV, I like it. Microsoft, I like it. LYFT, I like it. And I didn't go into Microsoft. That stock has been off to the races, so let's take a quick look at that. You can see it's almost gone parabolic. That makes me a little bit nervous when I have a beautiful upward sloping channel like this. And when we blow through the upper end of that trading channel, usually we see a retracement in here fairly soon. Haven't seen it yet in Microsoft, so on a day trading basis, I do like it. It's been very strong. So those are some nice bullish picks for you. I really like selling out of the money bullish put spreads right now. I think that is a really nice neutral to slightly bullish strategy. I think that's what you want to be doing. Look for a very quiet market for the rest of the week. We're in a very light news cycle. We had great domestic economic releases last week. The unemployment report came in, showed 225,000 new jobs, really strong number. ADP showed 291,000 new jobs in the private sector during the month of January. Gangbuster number. ISM manufacturing above 50 for the first time in a few months. ISM services came out at 55.5. Excellent number. Domestic economic growth is great. The Fed's going to be very dovish. They see the speed bump from coronavirus coming. They're not going to be talking about raising rates anytime soon. So that's also nice. Stocks just need time to grow into their current valuations. Priced for perfection, coronavirus is not going to provide perfection. We're going to have some economic ramifications from it. So I think that you need to be relatively passive in here. That's what we're doing. We're selling out of the money bullish put spreads inside of a 2-week time horizon. We want to take advantage of accelerated time decay. We want stocks that have posted earnings, great relative strength. Let's take a look. What the heck? Let's go into strong after earnings. This is one of my favorite searches. Look at all these stocks. These all have posted earnings in the last 2 weeks, and they've all met certain criteria that tells us that these stocks want to move higher. These are fantastic bullish put spread opportunities. I can add some filters, make sure that it's on a buy signal on a 1 hour and a 2 hour basis. All of a sudden, our list goes down to that. And you can see a couple of my picks on it right now, Amazon and ABBV. So that's it for today. For today, Option Stalker makes it super, super easy to find these trades. There comes my S&P trade right now. That's looking pretty decent. We're getting that little bit of a pullback. Put up the option chain, 334s. They're still 221, 223 bid, so they're up a little bit from the 214 entry price. Look for the market to come in and establish some support. I'm looking probably around the 330, 240 level is where we'll see the first pause. I'll be taking profits somewhere at that level. I'm very passive today. I'm not looking for any big moves. You get in a good trade, you make your money, the move stalls, take your profits, look for 2 or 3 good trades today. I think that's all you're going to get. Not a lot of news this week with earnings season winding down and the economic releases behind us. Thank you. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on your notifications. I post these videos all the time. They've got great education, and for sure, they have actionable trades. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.